The manufactured reform, a counter-narrative to Ibsa Nagawo's interview. When Ibsa Nagawo, a former OLF member now aligned with Ethiopia's ruling Prosperity Party, PP, claims that the empire is experiencing a peaceful, democratic reform under Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, he is not speaking for the Oromo people. Nor is he speaking for the Oromo Liberation Army, OLA, which continue to fight for the dignity, autonomy, and justice long denied to Oromia. Let us fact-check and dismantle this narrative, piece by piece. 1. Peaceful transition versus civil war reality. Ibsa praises the Abiy regime for initiating a peaceful transition of power, but Ethiopia has become a battlefield. War in Tigray claimed hundreds of thousands of lives. Conflict in Oromia continues. Oromia, the country's largest and most populous region, is the epicenter of an ongoing war between the OLA and the federal military. Peaceful. Ask the families mourning their dead, or the youth jailed without charge for speaking Afan Oromo. 2. OLF supports the government, a false claim by a breakaway faction. Ibsa Nagawo's claim that the Oromo Liberation Front, OLF, supports Abiy Ahmed's reform agenda is blatantly misleading. In 2018, shortly after the return of the OLF leadership under Dawood Ibsa from exile, Ibsa Nagawo broke away, forming his own splinter faction that aligned with the emerging Prosperity Party, PP. The official OLF leadership swiftly disavowed Ibsa, denouncing his defection as unauthorized and unrepresentative of the Oromo struggle. During which, the main OLF faced harassment and arrests by the state. Had its offices shuttered. Publicly condemned the government for violating political agreements. The OLF-OLA, now operating independently, took up arms in response to these betrayals and continues its resistance in Oromia's forests, mountains, and villages. Ibsa speaks only for a regime-friendly faction, not for the Oromo people whose struggle remains active and unresolved. 3. Democracy and pluralism, a cliché masking crackdown. Let's look at the reality. Opposition leaders are routinely jailed. Oromia experiences internet blackouts, media censorship, and military occupation. Symbols of Oromo identity, like the Oda tree, are being removed from school books under Bahanu Nega's Ministry of Education. This is not democracy. It's state-engineered assimilation. 4. Afan Oromo, working language or token gesture. Ibsa speaks of pluralism and inclusion, but in practice, Amharic remains the dominant federal language. Public signage, national announcements, and ministries still operate mostly in Amharic. Afan Oromo's recognition was never codified in the constitution, and its usage remains minimal and symbolic at the federal level. Real pluralism demands more than tokenism. It demands institutional equity, something the PP is unwilling to offer. 5. Dialogue over violence, but who is listening? Ibsa insists that dialogue, not resistance, is the path forward. We agree, dialogue is ideal. But the federal government abandoned the 2023 peace talks with OLA in Tanzania. No transitional justice, no truth commission, no reconciliation has been offered to the Oromo people. Instead, the response is military occupation, drone strikes, and mass arrests. What dialogue exists when only one side holds the microphone and the other is silenced or killed? 6. Ibsa's role, a political pawn. Let's be clear, Ibsa Nagawo's voice is not representative of Oromo political consensus. His alignment with the PP regime gives him platform, but not legitimacy. His narrative is useful to the empire, not to the Oromo people. He is part of a system that uses Oromo faces to mask Amhara imperial ideology-centric power, much like the days of Menelik and Haile Selassie, where puppets were promoted to pacify the provinces. Final word: sugar-coated repression is still repression. The attempt to present Ethiopia's current regime as reformist, inclusive, and democratic collapses under the weight of reality. There is no meaningful inclusion without justice for past and present atrocities. There is no democracy while Oromo youth die in forests. There is no reform when minor collaborators are paraded as national consensus. Let the record show, the Oromo people are still under siege, and no amount of press releases or co-opted personalities can hide that fact. Stay informed, subscribe for deeper insights, share this with your network, and help spread clarity where spin dominates. Informed citizens are the foundation of real change.